Hey guys, FMIS26 here, and welcome to AOR once again, this time for the Season 16 evaluation race around Bahrain. So for those of you who don't know, before each AOR season, since I believe Season 12, they've held an evaluation race where, as well as the time trial event, to assess what tiers drivers should be in. So this season it's around Bahrain, and I will in fact be returning for AOR this season, if you can already tell by the fact I'm doing this race. I'm going to start our qualifying lap now on the soft tyres because we're going for the one stop. We're currently sitting on a 27.4, which is alright, but the first sector was pretty dodgy as we passed LGS's AI there. It's been a decent first few turns as we head down towards turn 4, nailing the apex there and getting on the power nice and early as we head towards the end of sector 1. And as you can see, it says we've gone purple. We haven't quite gone purple, but it's still a very impressive sector 1, 3/10 up on the slower tyres as we now head down to this hairpin. First gear on this game, unfortunately, the way to go, but we've managed to utilise it quite nicely to get the car turned in as we head to the tricky double left-hander. Make sure you don't lock up, down to first once again to get the car turned in, up to second, and full throttle as early as possible to ensure the best run down the back straight here. DRS open once again as we head towards this high-speed left-hander. Open up the corner as much as possible by running wide on the curb on the run into the corner, as we managed to take it through fourth gear, getting on the power early, flat out through here, down to fourth or maybe third here. We have to use third because we're going to miss the apex otherwise. We still miss the apex a bit, so that could hinder us a bit as we head down the penultimate straight towards the last corner, technically two corners, but we won't need to worry about the second one. Down to third once again, mounting the curb, but that's allowed us to get on the power very early and get a very nice exit as we head towards the line. DRS open, just run out of deployment before the line, and it's a 1 minute 26.7, which is an unbelievable lap on the soft tyres, as you can see. KJ Gamer and Welty going for the super softs there. A few tenths ahead, but I was very happy with my lap. A few others going for the softs quite a lot way further back, with Hayden and Kay, I reckon. Codfield in fourth behind us, PT in fifth, and LGS down in sixth there. So very happy with my qualifying lap there. So as you can see, it's now time for the race, and by taking the pain, or relative pain, it wasn't too bad because we've managed to qualify third, or qualify on softs, means we are able to do the one stop here, which is quite a bit faster. So realistically, we're looking to win this race, although we have got VSR Simon. He is starting on the supers, but he is very quick on this game. He went to the pro draft, and his pace has only improved since then. So I'm worried about his pace, even though he started down the grid, that even with the two-stop, he could be a challenge to us today. But we're going to give it our best shot as we have the lights now. Obviously, it's not going to be an easy start for us on the slower compound. We have 3 lights. Now we have 4. It's 5 lights. And it's lights out and away you go. Quite a long hold there. We've not got a very good start whatsoever. Wheel spin in fourth gear still. Got proximity arrows galore heading up the inside as Welty and KJ have cleared off. But we're able to brake much later than everyone else into turn 1. Hold it, run that outside. LGS still trying to hold it alongside. We're going to be quite aggressive there. Close the door on him. Open it back up if he wants it, but he's backed out there. So we've somehow, despite a horrendous start, managed to maintain position off the line. But I really do need to work on the start on this game, something I haven't quite mastered yet, and it's going to cost me quite dearly if I can't keep positions off the line in league racing. So it's Welty who's actually taken the lead away from KJ here, and has managed to get quite a sizable gap already as we head through the middle sector now, with myself in third. So I'm hoping first 2 laps don't lose any positions, and then the soft should come into their own versus the super soft. And maybe if these guys are quite slow, maybe I'll be able to make a move. But if they're within DRS, then it's going to be quite difficult. But we've survived the first lap. Damage is off for the evaluation race, so your race isn't ruined if someone crashes into you. But hopefully we shouldn't be crashing into anyone anyway, as we skip to the end of lap number 3 now. KJ's got back past Welty for the lead as we improve our previous lap by 8 thousandths there. As you can see, we do have DRS, but unfortunately Welty has it as well, so we're not close enough to go for the move into turn 1 as Welty closes nicely up to KJ there. But if I'm going to avoid trying to battle Welty, because based on the Brazil social that was uploaded a couple of weeks ago, he is going to hit me off. So I'm going to be quite cautious around him, because I'm not particularly confident in his racecraft. As we now skip on to the start of lap number 5, we're a bit closer, maybe lap 6, I can't read. Welty's gone very deep into turn 1. We're able to put our nose up the inside, but no, he just chops us off there, which isn't very good driving, if I'm honest with you. But there we go, these things happen. So it's getting to the end of that lap now. We're in DRS once again, but unfortunately Welty still has DRS. That was lap 6, sorry, not lap 5. Welty still has DRS on KJ. We're going to have a look anyway into turn 1, but again, we'll back out of it. Welty, once again, very late on the brakes, locking up as we tap the back of him there. You see me adjusting the steering lock to the middle of the corner. That's cost us an exit there. So these guys are holding me up at this stage. I'm quicker, but I can't get past, and I just need to play the long game with the far superior strategy. As we skip to the end of the middle sector now, still behind these guys. Welty's got a bit of a swap on the entrance to the flat right-hander. He's lost the car. We've had to slam on the brakes there, but we still see the opportunity to dive it up the inside into the second part of the right-hander there, and we've got the move done, but Welty has managed to get the superior exit, unsurprisingly, with the racing line there. I think we're using higher ERS as we're able to keep ahead into the final corner, get the car swung in nicely, as I think we should defend the position. Yeah, Welty's run out very wide. KJ pits, Welty follows him in, and this leaves us to take the lead of the race here with the one stop. But obviously these guys are going to get a big undercut on us, and unfortunately what I should have anticipated yet didn't was the fact that due to the dirty air sitting behind those guys for 7 laps, as well as doing 2 laps in quality, my tyres were rather on the ropes. As you see, we're skimming to lap 11. We will be coming to the pits for a set of mediums to take us to the end at the end of this lap. But our tyres are not in a particularly healthy state compared to what I'd like them to be as we head down towards turn 4 now. I've locked the brakes big time there. Huge oversteer, just trying to correct the car, just sliding the wheel from left to right, and we just managed to hold it, but that's cost us quite a bit of time. As you can see, the rear left on 75, the rear right on 70, taking the pain around this track. The rears do a lot of traction zones, especially through turn 1 and 2, and these 2 corners here, really taking the pain in terms of the rear tyres. So we're hoping to just tiptoe around to the pits. I don't know what the puncture situation is like on this game, if you can get ridiculous punctures at like 75% like you have done on the last 2 games. I shouldn't get a puncture anyway because damage is turned off, as previously mentioned. So I think that means you can't get a puncture. But as you can see, we're currently first. Hayden is in second, with Kay in third. So the other one-stoppers doing absolute bits here, as well as me, although they are quite far back at this stage. So I'm looking in a pretty commanding position for the net race lead. Whether the 2 stoppers will be able to come back at me on the last stint with either softs or maybe super softs if you're ambitious, we'll have to wait and see. But it's looking good for me at the moment, as long as I don't bottle it and speed into the pit lane. Just making sure we slow the car down. Nicely done there. We did speed into this pit lane in season 12, I believe, around Bahrain, the last AOR competitive race on my channel. It's actually a really good race, but that's 2 years ago, and this is F1 2018 now, as we head to the pit box. Definitely not abusing the upshift button there to try and get out. We've already been passed by Kay, who stayed out. KJ's already gone past us as well, and we need to exit the pits now. Off the pit limiter, 4 cars go past. That's Simon. It's only 3 cars, but oh well. Simon and Welty, who's lost out, and there's Cinnamon Rage in the Williams as well, who I think is on very second-hand soft tyres, like I was on the previous lap. But yeah, Welty must have made a mistake or something, because he's lost out to Simon there, who was not really in the mix before the pit stops. Could have had an undercut maybe, but I think Welty came out ahead. But obviously I can't confirm that. But yeah, we need to make sure we stick with these guys. Our pace should be pretty similar. Those soft tyres are getting a bit old now. They've run all over the curb there, and the curb chucked us up in the air. Very lucky not to be chucked to the left in the wall there, which would have ruined our race pretty much. But yeah, the curb being quite kind to us there, given what it could do. I think LGS got thrown off it a couple of times. It is purely a setup thing though, so it is a risk that you do take as a driver if you want to run. I don't know what settings it'd be, something about the suspension or the ride height maybe. But as a result, we've not got close enough to Cinnamon Rage on that straight, so we need to make sure we manage to get the move done soon-ish, because as we have to lift off through there, due to the dirty air, not getting quite the optimal line. But it's a good exit from here. We're going to put the ERS up into overtake, but we want to try and get him into the last corner and make sure we get DRS. So we're going to turn the ERS down, but just before we pull alongside, make sure we get DRS. He's braked very late, he's locked up, and he's just run out wide. We're able to shut the door on him. We've managed to claim DRS with our good tactical ERS usage, and K comes into the pits as well, which moves us up into P4 behind KJ Gamer, VSR Simon and Welty rounding out the top 3 there. As you can see, skipping later on into the stint, we've caught up Welty a little bit. Our pace was pretty similar. I was a bit quicker. The pace wasn't amazing, but it's pretty decent. I was pretty happy with how my race is going, as KJ comes in for a reasonably early stop, but the soft should easily go to the end from there. Skipping to the next lap is Welty, who now dives into the pits as we reclaim P2 now, with Simon staying out about 4 seconds ahead of us. I think Simon's going for the super strategy. He's stayed out quite a while now, so he'll be using supers in the last stint, I reckon. But even then, he's going to have to close nearly a 20-second gap in however many laps it is. It's not going to be easy for him, but he is very quick, as I've already mentioned. So it's not going to be easy for me either. I just need to make sure I manage to keep the car under control, bring everything home, as we now reclaim the lead due to Simon's pit stop. As you can see, 13.666 seconds ahead of KJ Gamer there, with just 9 laps to go as we cross the line here. So we should have it in the bag. KJ will gain for the first few laps, but then I think it will stabilise, and anyway he'd need well over a second a lap, so it's not happening as we head down towards turn 1 here. Through turn 2, and we've got a big oversteer moment. We've lost the car there. We decided to chuck the opposite lock on the steering wheel to try and get it spun around, and unbelievably, just as we were thinking about winning, we've thrown it away. Just a weird spin there. I wasn't particularly sure why. I've watched the footage back. I don't think I really did anything wrong, and the back end just went away. Quick thinking for myself to realise that I wasn't going to save it and chuck the steering wheel the opposite way to make sure that I could spin it around as quickly as possible. But unfortunately, that would have absolutely ovened is now a verb, ovened my tyres. As you can see, the gap is now 5.1 seconds, losing 8.5 seconds in the first section of that lap, and that's pretty much going to make it a near impossible task, especially with Simon on the super softs, if they don't die out, for us to win this race now. But we're going to do our best. But we've thrown it away, really. I can't lie here. We should have just comfortably driven the last 9 laps, but a slightly weird incident, obviously my fault, but I'm still quite miffed as to why I lost the back end. I didn't really feel like I did anything wrong. If anyone has any ideas, please comment below as to why. But we've just lapped someone on lap 25 now, with Simon, who's now got past KJ up behind us. So we've got the VSR boys hunting us down in pursuit of a 1-2 today, which shouldn't have really been on the cards, if I'm honest. But it's only an evaluation race, although my spin, hopefully it won't have too much influence on what tier I'll be in. I suspect I'll be in F3 anyway, because I won't be quick enough without the line for F2. So yeah, Simon's got a pretty good exit off the last corner. We're not really going to bother to defend, to be honest. There's not much you can do. He's using the DRS now as we go defensive. He goes back up the inside towards turn 1 despite our defensive move, and we just let him have the position there, although he's run quite deep. So maybe look on the exit, we've hit him there. That's not particularly good driving for myself. And probably squirted the throttle a bit too early, a bit too eagerly. But yeah, Simon takes the lead, and skipping to the end of the next lap, we've got a Williams to negotiate, who's kindly run off the track to let me and KJ through. I might actually get DRS. I do have DRS, but KJ's going to have the slipstream here. We should be able to defend. We've got Rich and overtake, but KJ's overspeed. Maybe he's running lower wings, because I don't think the DRS is that powerful. Although he's not really got past, only just alongside and then past, and we tuck him once again behind him. So at this point, Simon has a penalty, so I'm thinking maybe I can stay within 3 seconds. It's unlikely, and as you can see, tyres, due to the wear accumulated by the spin, didn't really hold out. I wasn't too far behind KJ. As you can see, he's just up the road, just less than 3 seconds. But KJ doesn't have a penalty, so congrats to him on taking the win today. Simon managed to pick himself 3 penalties around Bahrain, which I was quite impressed by. So we actually managed to take second here with a race time of 2 minute 40 point something or other. Oh no, 44:40. Yeah, I don't know where the 2 minute came from. 44:40 point something or other, which is all right. I probably would have been nearer the 44:30 mark, which is pretty competitive from what I know without the spin. So there we are. Not the end of the world though. Another second place for me. I've now finished second more times on this game than I had on the last game, second or above rather. But yeah, there's the podium. Congrats to KJ once again. Well done to Simon. Solid drive back through the field from him as well, as we now skip to the final standings there. As you can see, Hayden taking 4th on the 1-stop, with Kay in 5th as well, and I can't see the rest of the result. Sorry, there's something over it. I think it's LGS in 6th, maybe. Definitely not. But yeah, the results on screen. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you very soon for what should be RGL Race 1 at Australia, which should be a good one. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Goodbye.